Welcome to the first section on breakouts. Now, when we want to recognize a breakout, we want to use the closing price. And when price breaks above the closing price on the way up, we have a bullish breakout. When price closes below the closing price on the way down, we have a bearish breakout. And since breakouts are based on the closing prices, it is much easier to recognize a breakout on a line chart as we see here. So let's get right to it. Now, if we'll start down here with this uptrend and start with some bullish breakout. And our first breakout we will see on the way up is this area here. So we would draw our trend line right at the top. But now if we go to our candle chart here, it's really hard to tell if this is a breakout. But when we go to our line chart, it becomes rather obvious that we have a breakout at this point. And so if we go up to the next bullish breakout, it would be here, a breakout above here. If we go to our candle chart here, now we can see better that it is a bullish breakout, but it is still much easier from our line chart. So what we want to do is we want to go to our line chart to see or spot the breakout, and we want to switch to our candle or bar chart to actually trade the breakout. And because when we trade the breakout, we need to know where we want to enter, exit, and place our stops, and these areas are going to be based upon the candles. Now when we look at each of our breaks on the way up, here, 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 we're looking at breakouts above the high. And breakouts are a great tool to use in conjunction with the pivot. And sometimes a breakout is also a pivot. And when they happen simultaneously, the pivot also forms a breakout of a high or a low. It is just that much more powerful. And in actuality, a pivot is a support resistance level, and when price closes above that pivot, that is a breakout. So when we're trading pivots, really all we are doing is trading breakouts, and most of the same rules that apply to pivots also apply to breakouts. And so let's get to the recognition area of breakouts, and we'll go to our candle. When we look at our breakout line or our high line, we want to go to the close of the highest candle. The close above the highest candle is the breakout point. And when we go to this bar here, this green bar that closed up, we see that it closed above the high. It closed above the closing high of this bar, which is the breakout bar. And if we go to our next breakout level here and go to our candle, then we know that the breakout point is actually the high, the closing high of this candle. If we go to this breakout point, we know that the closing high of this candle is the breakout point. So all the way up, the closing high is the breakout point, and that should be pretty simple enough. And so the next section, we will work our way backwards. We will begin with spotting our target after a breakout, and then we will get into our best entry points and where we place our stops, which are most important. So I'm going to end this section on recognition because it's pretty simple. Well, I guess I better show you some bearish breakouts too, just so that we don't get confused. Let's see here. Let's go right here. We have a breakout of a low here, and when we go to our candle chart, this bar, the close of this bar, is the breakout point. If we go to another bear breakout, which would be here, we go to our candle, and the close of this bar would be the breakout point. Now, there are situations when you consider the tail, or you consider the full length of the breakout bar, both on a bearish breakout and also on a bullish breakout. But first, we're going to get the basic technique down pat, and we will add from there. So next section, section 2, we're going to talk about targets after the breakout.